Thanks to our speaker for accepting our invitation. In this webinar, we are going to learn about how to monetize your skills. How to monetize your skills. And I think we are in an era and age where quite a number of people are so much skilled, but most of whatever they think about is finding a job, which jobs are also becoming scarce every day. So would like to have a conversation and hear from Alex Okello, who has walked the journey. So our speaker today, as I'm just going to share with you about him, and then he will also add more. All right, so welcome once again. So today we are going to learn how to monetize our skills and expertise. And our speaker today is Mr. Alex Okello. And he's going to take us how, as professionals, can earn from our expertise beyond employment. So Mr. Okello, Alex, is a financial management trainer. He also does training in the areas of skills, business skills. He's also a mentor and coach. He's the executive director for Talents Enabling Uganda, an entity that is in the area of capacity building, as the name goes, Talent Enabling Uganda. He does quite a lot, including business development services for entities, especially SMEs and MSMEs. Mr. Okello Alex is also one of the directors of St. Eliza Health Care Services Pharmacy. And as part of his experience, he's an accountant. He did accounting with Uganda Joint Christian Council, with DOT, Digital Opportunity Trust. He was also an accountant at World Vision and quite a number of other organizations. Mr. Alex holds a Master's of Business Administration from the Roxburgh Institute of Social Entrepreneurship, and if for Impact MBA with the University of Costa Rica. He also holds a Bachelor of Commerce from Okello University and other trainings. He's also a PhD student at Roxburgh Institute. He'll be sharing more about that direction. I found Mr. Alex during one of the training in business development organized by one of the entities. And I found him a resourceful man, one who is doing great things outside there. And I felt that as the Transformation Professionals Club, he will have a lot of value that he will deliver. So friends, join me in welcoming Mr. Okello Alex to be able to deliver to us the presentation on how we can monetize our skills. Mr. Okello Alex, you're most welcome. Welcome to the Transformation Professionals Club community. I know you are one of our members who follows some of our content, so we are so much glad that we're with you here. So over to you. The floor is yours, sir.
Wow. Wow. I thank you so much, Coach Samuel. It is a blessing to always be in the same room with you. And just like Coach has said, I met him in many of the places where I was really learning and growing. And he was one of the people who I was admiring in the class. I said with my passion of learning new. Thank you so much for coming. So I want to request that I kindly allow me to share. Kindly allow me to share. I just wanted to show you my face for now, but as I'm sharing, is it okay for me to go off video so that
No, it's
I can?
okay. That's fine. That's okay.
Okay,
That's okay.
got it. Thank you. Okay. Um, o- okay, thank you so much. So everyone, you are most welcome. This is a platform where you need to be in, and there's no other platform you want to be in like this one. This is where we are going to grow professionally, where we are going to ensure that each one of us, gets to a ladder that they want. Just like Coach Samuel has said, my name's Alex Okello, and he has already introduced. I am the Executive Director of Talents Enabling Uganda. And then I also, together with my wife, we founded St. Eliza Pharmacy. So I am the CEO right there. And so when I'm talking about my wife, this is how my family looks like. We have also grown. So why did I put her here? When immediately that year we decide job, and then the other will remain on and got married. One of us went into the job, and so that the house was kind of like balanced. We wanted to test all this, so that's why I bring her here. Now these are the places which already Coach Samuel said. Now, when we decided to do a business, this is the business that we went into. It is called St. Eliza Healthcare Services. It is here in Gayaza. Just within the roundabout, you will find it. You will not miss it. Now, this is not where we started from. It looks very glamorous and so good, but this is not where we started from. We started from a small drug shop, and this is now a 12-year-old pharmacy and medical thing. Now we are employing 11 young people in that place. So we are really excited about the journey that we are growing. We started off with 3 employees, went to from 5, increased to around 7, and now we have 11 of them. We thank God for that. Now, today is a very beautiful day. We are talking about monetizing our passions, our professions, our skills, and the thing. Now, what does it mean to monetize? It means to make money from that. Now, why have I brought this up? I brought this that human beings have a life path. In their life path, you will find that they are from 0 to 20, they are learning, and it is part of their path. You cannot avoid it in any way, that you will grow. Even tomorrow, one day is gone. The other day, the day is gone. So you are growing. Whether you want to come out of your house or not, you will keep growing. And then from 20 to around 60, you are now according to life, you are supposed to be earning, you're supposed to start being investing, you're supposed to begin to increase an income. And then from 60 to around 70, or you are consolidating your efforts and then consolidating your funds. And then from around 80 to when God calls you to above, you are just spending and spending and spending. And that's a life. So what I'm calling, there's a morning of our life, there's an afternoon of our life, there's an evening of our life, and there's a night. So many people, if you're still below 20, that is your morning of your life. But if you're in between 20 to 40, that you are in the afternoon. That's a busy time when everybody is supposed to be doing amazing things for themselves, amazing things in terms of investments, in terms of growth, in terms of stability, in terms of getting an address, and getting places where you are known and making an impact. If you don't do that by the time, you are getting late. And then from 360, we are consolidating the things that we are be able to make. Now, So we are looking at that everybody of us who is here, you're going to go through that life. And so if now this is the graph that I wanted to show you. In your life, this is the graph that, whether you want it or not, whether you, I talk normally so much to the church people, and I say, whether you're spiritual or you're praying and saying, Lord, keep me at 20 years. You cannot be. You will grow whether you want it, okay? So now I want you to know that from 0 to 25, we allow you, or the universe will allow you to be to be dependent. You are dependent on your parents. You are dependent on your caretaker. You are dependent on other people. But now from 25 to around 55, we expect you to be in the accumulation phase of income. Now, Coach Samuel keeps talking about financial empowerment, and if you go to his YouTube and you go to his TikTok, and many people talk about how to increase income at this time. So right now, today we are really talking about how do we make money from our own. Now, this is the phase you are in. You are in the right time, your accumulation phase. You are not in a time of wasting time. No. Then from around 55 there, retirement begins. Whether you're strong or not, many companies will automatically begin to retire you, and life begins to come down. And so by the time you reach 70, and so you're beginning to cross back the age of becoming either dependent or independent. Now, the challenge is if you still remain a dependent person by the age 70, you are going to suffer miserably. And that's why we don't run. So if you refuse to do the right things now, right now, the challenge is with us. We begin to think that time is stagnant, time is not moving. And I know because we take things for granted, but I want you to begin to picture yourself when you are 60, 75%. And I know maybe right now that if we begin to talk to people, when you talk to people who are in 70s, 80s, they will begin giving you a lot of wisdom, and they will tell you, if I had started something before, then I would be better. And that's what we are talking. And that's why, by the way, I'm so happy with Coach Samuel for bringing us into this point. So please, friends, this is the time to start. So your lack of planning well today in the morning and the afternoon should not result to a frustration in the evening of in your life. If you don't plan today in the morning and the afternoon, you will be frustrated in the evening of your life. Only this is not what we really, really want for you. So therefore, do what you should be doing right now. Be consistent, and then do not jump around here and there. Around here, people have wasted a lot of time jumping from one thing to the other to the other. So that's why today we are speaking directly into your. So now, there are three pathways to creating wealth. Three pathways to creating wealth in order for you to have the good life that you want in when you're age 60 and 70 and 80 and going above. Number one is the career path. Number two is the entrepreneurship path. And then we have the investment path. These are the three pathways. There are many other pathways, but they may not be credible. They may not be, they may not give you peace of mind. Like, for example, begging is also one pathway, but you will never maybe be able to, succeed properly. Maybe, and other ways, which I don't want to mention, but these are the three genuine, credible ways world over for you to be able to grow wealth. And so now there's a challenge that many people have demonized being a career person, because especially from around 2000s, for those people who were there from around 2000s, when really the economic empowerment thing came in, so many people started demonizing a job. They used to call it journey of being broke. They're just one day to be, and so for the truth is, many people, when they lose jobs because of lack of planning, it's not that the job is bad. No, it's because that they lacked the planning, that whatever amount of money that they would receive, they would end up eating all of it. And so when they lose the job, they actually end life. And so there was that kind of frustration. Okay. So you'll find that therefore you need to know, my friends who are here in the call, that your salary in any place that you are in is not a ceiling, but it's a launch pad. every salary that you're going to receive is a launch pad to the next thing. So your salary is a seed that has the past, the present, and the future. So all the total amount of money that you're going to make world over or in all your lifetime by your 70 is not given to you in one portion, in one role. No, it's given to you from the time that you start your first job, second job, third job, and then the other side gig, and then the other. That's all the money. So if you're going to be worth maybe $2 billion, now all the $2 billion doesn't just come at a go. They don't carry it and give it to you. No, it never happens like that. But what happens? It accumulates slowly from the time you start your internship job to where you are in senior management to when you begin. So all that money. So, but now you need to begin to have the good habit that all the money that you ever receive, you know that if I receive this 100,000 shillings, 2 million shillings, the 2 million shillings as the past. In other words, do I have some loans that I have to pay off from that? Then there's the present things that I need to be able to pay the things of today and then the future. So if you receive all the money and you eat all of it, you are doing yourself a disservice. Therefore, the money that you're going to receive is a tool. It's not a reward. It's a tool for you to achieve your things. It's a tool for you to achieve whatever things that you want to, which you have planned for your life. So therefore, be intentional. Use your money, one, to learn. Two, to develop a skill. Three, to start a business. So therefore, a job, when you have it, it is a revenue stream. It's one revenue stream. And therefore, you need more than 5 revenue streams in order for you to be, credible, to become wealthy. You need more than 5 revenue streams. Now, if you have only a job as a revenue stream, it's going to be limiting. Sorry for my internet if it's not doing well, but I know it's improving better. So, friends, I want it to be intentional from today. And that's why we are saying monetizing. And you cannot do that if you are also not very disciplined with whatever comes into you. So whatever money that comes from whatever side gig or whatever job that you got, your money is used for 1, to learn, 2, to develop a skill, and then 3, to do another side gig and grow better. Therefore, after you need to invest in yourself. Every time that you receive your cash, I want to request you, there is a principle of paying yourself first. In order for you to monetize yourself better, in order for you to monetize your career better, your skills better, you need to start investing any amount. You need to put a portion of money and which goes to you for investing, because now we are looking at you as you as a person. We are looking at you as the business now. So what do you do if you have a business? You invest money on the business. So the business, if it is like Centraliza, we had to do rent, we had to buy drugs, we had to get. Now, if it is you who is a business, you're a professional, so you have to invest in yourself as well. Now, meaning therefore you are studying, you're learning, you're networking, you're doing things. So now that's the investment that you put on yourself, okay? So it's not about speed, but a direction. It's not about the kind of speed, it's a direction. So which direction are you taking, okay? So now there are 3 pathways. I mean, for your job, for you to be employed, there are 3 things which brought about your employment. And I want you to, if you learn this, then it's going to give you an appetite to monetize yourself better. Now, the job is a result of time and energy. One, if, like, for example, I am employed with Talents Enabling, which is my company, I am there because I have the time. The job that you have today, you are there because you have the time and you have the energy, okay? Now, look at any job all over the world. I mean, there is no job that you go to which you do not have time. So, number one, that if there was time for that owner of the business to, if he had all the time to do whatever he had to do, then you would not be there. So that means that we are buying, or they are buying, and that's why your salary is actually a purchase of your good time. It's a reward or a motivation of the time that you've given. Number two, your skills. Now, you would not be employed in that place if you did not have a skill. Okay, if you did not have a skill and knowledge, or that kind of thing that your job description requires, so you would not be having that job. So you are there because you have the time and the energy. Number two, because you have the skill. But also number three is because you have the experience. You have developed the experience. Now, tell me any other way where people get employment if it's not those other ways. Because if, for example, I have a pharmacy. Now, in my pharmacy, if I was a Msawo and I had all the time and that's all I would do, I would be seated there. It means nobody else would be there. Number two, if I had all the skills, I would be. But guess what? For me, I am an accountant, but I have a pharmacy, so I employed somebody who has the skill. So even you are employed in that place because of your skill and because of your experience. So what am I? Why am I bringing all this to you? Is for you to know that you are loaded with good things in you. The challenge is when we go to work, we go there with a mentality which is it's not an improved mentality. It's I don't know, it's a Kakundi kind of mentality. When you think employee, you kind of like cocoon yourself, like you are a nobody, like you are not a somebody. No, but for you to be in that place, you are actually needed. You were needed, and that's why they recruited, and that's why you passed the exam, the interview, and so you were needed. So you have the skill, you have the experience, so you have the time. That, what do I mean that so now, therefore, every profession that you see out there is a business. The things that you load in you, it's a big business. So you are not just an employee, you are a consultant, and you are a person who has all this. Now, that organization would probably not move properly if you were not there. Now, I want you to come into terms with that. Once you come with terms with that, then you will be happy with yourself. You will be able to now go out with your head high, go into that office knowing and thinking like a consultant. Now, I know there's a mindset when you have just being employed kind of thing, and then there's a mindset when you're like a consultant. And I'll say a few things about that in a few moments or so. Therefore, those who remain on a profession alone, they remain employed, but we also have entrepreneurs, people who begin to think, what is the business side of my profession? Every profession in the world has the business side of it. Every profession. Now, guess what? The people who are using their profession and developing a business side, they are growing, they are wealthy, they are making a lot of money. And people who stay only on employment side, they receive money but may not be wealthy to break through. May not. So I want you to know, like, for example, an accountant, you can be an accountant. The main job prescription of an accountant is that you are supposed to be able to account for the finances of the organization, to make sure you're controlling the finances, you're making better decisions for the finance, and you're controlling the inflows and give a report. But also the report is really for people to make clear decisions about this. Now, you can sit on that desk and you can get your salary every time. So that's the professional side of that profession of yours. But now there is a business side
of the accounting side where and you're earning a lot of money, where you can write a book, able to go and train other people and you get a lot of money, where you can be able to develop softwares or and develop the softwares and installing for people and you're making money and you can talk on and on and on. So that's the difference. Now there's a professional. If you are an engineer, you can be an engineer, you are employed to make the road and you can go there with Rocco, whatever, and you can do the road. You know all the things very well. Very good. That's the professional side. But there's a business side of it. You could be the supplier of the aggregates. You could be the supplier of cement. You could be the supplier of all those inputs that the tools that are using, the overalls, the shoes, and so on. So you find that people who are doing the business side of your profession are growing, becoming better and better. I hope you're getting me, okay? I hope you're getting this. And so I wanted you to, if you're listening to me very well, before I even continue, could you go to your chat a bit and tell me your profession and as what is your profession? Just type for me. I just want to see your profession. What are who are we having in the room? What kind of professionals do we have in the room? Let's go. Three, all of us. Please don't just very good. I have an accountant who is like me. Thank you so much, Silas. I have awesome. I have okay. So then we have an engineer, we have an administrative professional. Hey, many accountants in this room. That's powerful. Many administrator. We have a banker. Awesome, awesome. We have a salesperson, an accountant. We have a public health. Now, friends, as you continue bringing it, now you as a public health person, now that's a profession. There is a business side of you. If you, as a data and finance analyst, there is a business side of a finance analyst. Now, you can become a professional on that and you remain in the office doing that. As a teacher, there's a business side of Champaire. There's a business side of being a teacher. And I have found many teachers who are just on the professional side striking and they're busy striking. But the teachers who have known the business side of their teaching, they're not striking. You will not get them. There's a teacher who teaches in Nagalama, St. Joseph's. The guy has understood the business side. He writes books, okay? He holds seminars, like big seminars. He teaches other teachers to do. He teaches other schools to establish schools. So when these other people are busy striking, he even asks, why are these people even striking? Because I don't know even why, you know? So friends, I want you as a transport manager, you can be a manager who is employed and you are very employed in a good office like in World Division where I was, you're driving people. But there is a business side of transport manager, okay? So friends, I wanted to open up onto that. I think towards the end, I want us to get a case study and then we go through. So friends, I want you to know clearly, you can be a good professional and remain very poor, but you can be the same professional and monetize the kind of skills, talents, passions that you have and make very, very good wealth life, okay? And you're not regretting and not, have you seen doctors, doctors and they're striking? Can you imagine? And yet on the flip side there's a business side of that and they would not even strike again, okay? Now, me, I am an accountant and I have a healthcare business which has been there for 12 years and it's employing 11 young people and I am not complaining, okay? So friends, you need to understand the business side of your profession. That's why it is good. So let's continue a little bit because of this. So now there are 5 skills, there's the 5 skill monetization pathways. These are the 5 pathways for monetization. Number 1, you become an independent consultant. Becoming an independent consultant. It is very important. Now, many of us, you have the good skill. You studied it, you have worked in it, and then after working in it, many people even consult you. Well, I know in World Vision, there was something which was fun. Actually, one of the reasons why I resigned and I started doing this work was because I was an accountant in World Vision. And by the way, and they were paying me well. I don't even complain. World Vision is a good payer. I don't know these days, but those days it was really good. Okay. But this is what happened. I would be a consultant would come and train us for 4 days, and he earns money which I earn in 2 months. Can you imagine? In that 1 week, he's earning money which I earn in 2 months. Some of them would even earn, and consultancy is depending on the level where you are. If you're on the beginner level, the intermediate level, or on a higher level, some of them would even earn a salary that I would earn in 6 months, and it is 1 week's training. I said, come on, there is something here. There's something that I need to do now, friends. The knowledge you have gained from the time you started working, the knowledge you have gained from the university, that knowledge, somebody wants it, needs it. Okay. So when I resigned from my job, one of the things that I started doing was to train other, entrepreneurs on how to just file, taxes that time. So then I would do file taxes for them. So I would get like 5 organizations. Then I say, I'll be coming in once in a week, and then I will be putting down together your books. And then at the end of the day, I will give you a report, and then I will also file for your taxes. In that way, you are not fighting with URA, but also you have your reports. I will be giving me 500,000 shillings, but I will only come once in a week. And now you imagine, and I have 5 companies. 5 companies. That means in a month, I am earning 2.5, which probably, according to all of us, we know, which is not taxed at all, because I'm getting it from different places. And then it is even below the withholding tax threshold. So, and I'm getting this. So I started becoming excited. And that's why in the beginning, some of you who followed me, you were seeing I was posting a lot of QuickBooks, accounting, so I was now beginning to get the business side. So I was consulting, was this different. No, what is the thing what skill do you have that you can consult with? What skill do you have that you can consult? Consulting is one most powerful way that you can be able to start to monetize your money. And so, and I don't know whether someone is here also who has had that experience. And many people, by the way, in many places, they would resign their job in a very good way, and then after that, come back as a consultant, and they would earn 4 times better than that. Now, I don't tell you to resign, please, today. Make sure you first have a plan. I am not a proponent of people resigning today. No, make sure you have a better plan, and a really, really, really a better plan. Okay. Very good. So that's number 1. So making sure that, you're charging organizations for either strategic planning, system development, designing for them, different things. Now, these days we have digital things, and there are organizations. Even just the other day, somebody was so that I had started also improving on my LinkedIn, and I was posting in very well, very well. Somebody said, can I pay you to be able to manage my account? Can you imagine? So none of us here, you have the digital skills, you know how to tell stories. You can begin monetizing that right away. You don't even to wait for next year. All you need to do is to tell somebody, you know what, I can manage for you your account, and you are off to go. And finance is there for you. Money will be waiting for you. Just number 2 is training and speaking. Training and speaking. Now, this is now my main main source of income, by the way. To be honest, training. Right now, I am training a group of women, which is funded by the government. It's called your web project. So I train about 600 women groups in the Eastern region. Okay. And then there are others in the other regions. And then after that, I also got a deal with under someone. So I am a subcontractor of somebody who got a deal with SNV. So we are training biogas entrepreneurs on the things that I used to do on World Vision on a daily basis. What was I doing? I was reviewing vouchers, making sure I have filed them very well, making sure the process of accounting is followed, making sure I have the policy. Now, those are the same things that now I am teaching other people. Okay. Then I am also a speaker. So I am invited to speak in different conferences. And you don't want, some of you who have tested it, thanks be to God. But if you have not tested it, it is very sweet, my friends. You can go and give a talk. The other day, I was in Fort Porto, and just 1 hour, somebody was paying me over $1 million shilling. 1 hour was speaking these things, okay? And sometimes 1 hour, somebody gives you 1.5. And sometimes, but also you depend. Sometimes you go somewhere, they give you 100, 200, something like that. So that's what we call monetizing. So some of you have very good speaker. Now, let me ask you a simple question. I know that some of you this very week, you were in a training by your organization. They were training you, isn't it? You were in a training, the organization was training you something. Now, go to any hotel, go to Mistil, go to Serena, go to Royal, go to, Africana. You will find several kind of trainings. Now, the question that I have for you, some of you were in that room. You saw the trainer was sluggish, was boring, and even maybe the information was not good. You were in your heart, you were boiling. You're like, I really have good, better data than this guy. Okay, but why is he in front and you are seated? Why is he in front and you're seated? The only thing is that you have not come up. You have not started. Now you need to start today. Begin to put yourself and say, I am a speaker of this area. We are going to read that. So please, training people. And so now training doesn't have to be only in front there. There could be individual type of training like I do. Now I have a contract with the Edify organization. So I go to schools now. Yesterday I was in 2 schools. I go to schools and sit with the BASA. We sit there and we talk casually. And we see, so you can do individualized training. You can do group trainings. You can do online trainings. You can do every kind of, and you can speak, and then you can find these finances. Then the other thing is freelancing and contract work. Freelancing. These days, there's a lot of, websites that you can be able to do in order for you to do your freelancing everywhere, okay? So please, all you need to do is to get started. Like, there are platforms like Upwork, Fiverr, LinkedIn Gigs, several kind of, where you can be able to plug in yourself, begin to learn. It could be several things. I don't know. The freelancing is so beautiful. You be at home, and then the gig comes, you go and do your work, and so on. So you can do that. And even when you're still in your job, you can still do some of these things, okay? You don't need actually to resign on that job for now until such a time when you have, I want to tell you, please make sure you're planned well, because we don't want you to say, now I've resigned, then you go out and then you're struggling. No, I want you to be in the right thing. So that's freelancing very powerfully. Number 3 is writing and publishing. Can you imagine you have been in that profession, you have been a manager, you have been a banker for all those years, you have been a transport manager all those years. Now you have all that experience, but you have not written it down. And yet you get people's books and you read and you realize that actually they're not as better as you would have thought. So friends, could you also start? Excuse me. So I have a little book that I wrote. It's about marriage, and I don't so much spread it out, okay? But whenever I go to my church and people around me, people buy. Then imagine I work with 5 copies and each of them is 20,000. And sometimes I come back with my 100. Man, when I go to a bigger conference, sometimes I come with 500,000. So please write. Now somebody's asking, where do you get the credibility, right? You don't need credibility. The credibility is you, because already you have the experience, you have the knowledge, you have the passion inside you. Write about the things and publish things. Then lastly, digital products and courses. We cannot even finish this. There are so many things that you can do in terms of that, okay? So do like pre-recorded courses. I buy courses, by the way. In terms of learning, I buy courses. I have bought courses from Nigerians. I've bought courses from Ghanaians. I have bought courses from some guys, South Africans, even some Ugandans. I bought courses. Some courses, somebody tells you and says $20, $30, $40, which is okay. But when you buy it, you get, enriched. But the guy he puts it very low, $20, but he knows many people global are going to buy it. So even you can do a course, put it up there. Or you can do a course and call people and they can come. And now many of you have actually paid for courses and you have gone for a training and you realize that you are better than them. So why don't you now do your own? So, okay, friends. So I want you to think about that. So these are the most common ones. There are many, many pathways to monetize your skill, but these are the most common and easy one for professionals like you who have jobs or who are starting off. These are really, really the common ones. We could talk about many, many of them, but please do. So now, what's the monetization action plan? What would be the monetization action plan. Number one, identify a problem that you want to solve. So that's the idea. Identify, you get what idea do you have? Like for me, when I started off, the idea was to support accountants in several spheres, to support accountants. And then number two, what do? I package it. You package it in either a training or consultancy or a product. A product would be like a book, okay? A product could be like a book. Like there's a book that I'm finishing soon writing, okay, and it's going to be just tools to help people who don't know about counting. I go to a school and they don't know about a requisition, they don't know about a memoir, they don't know about a local purchase order, they don't know about goods received note. So I'm putting that together and then I will be selling it. So now I get a product and then I be able to train people, and then that will grow me to a consultant, okay? So you package it, get an idea now, and then package it, and then get a price. Now, this is where I was weak. I was weak at pricing because originally I came from a church background and I used to give a lot of trainings for free. And now when I was getting outside, I was giving a lot of trainings for free, until I reached in my class and they told me, once you teach people for free, they will not value your thing, okay? So please make sure that you now get a good pricing. And this is the beautiful thing. Do not price on hours, price on value on this kind of things, okay? And then now sell through the networks and make sure that once you have now packaged your thing, you have that one, make sure that you are selling. You are selling. You have your very good, nice LinkedIn professional account. I want to really, in the presence of all of you, to thank Coach Samuel for making it. Actually, he's the one that made sure that my LinkedIn account is professional. When we met at a training for UGEFA or something, and so I sat with him for really some good moments, and he looked at my LinkedIn account, gave me pointers here and so on. And then now I think he's also happy when I see, and this is all his work, okay? So you can be very good, but you are not selling. It's like being a beautiful lady and you are in the dark room, nobody will see you. Very beautiful, very shining, very glorious, but you're in a beautiful room, nobody sees you. So you have to come out. Some of us fear to come out, but you have to come out. Now, what is my experience? For me, I told you already that before I even came out of the university, I had already had a lot of training about entrepreneurship, a lot of training about the jobs. But together with my wife, we agreed one of us stays in the job and then one of us goes to entrepreneurship, because we knew the danger that once you start to do in an entrepreneurship thing, okay, to do a business, it's not going to be quick for you to get into sales. So it takes you about 5 to 7 years in order for you to break through in business. So that one we knew very well, and so we decided that one of us stays. So it was a discussion that we had. Now our pharmacy is called St. Eliza. That's my wife's name. It's called St. Eliza. So we sat in our room and then we said, okay, now, what will the name be? St. Eliza. Where is it going to be? In Gayaza. That time we were staying at the minister's village in Tinda. But we just decided in that room it's going to go to Gayaza. So one of the days she just picks up, that time we didn't have a car, so we had to run with the taxis, go to Gayaza, search out for places, look at. Then she comes back, she tells me, I found a room. We celebrate about it, and then we go, all of us, we look at it. It was still a very remote place, we know. And then we said, okay. And then we invited our matron at that time. Our matron came, he looked at the place. But when we moved around the community, we saw that there were many drug shops. So we just agreed, now we have to do a pharmacy. Why? Because there are many drug shops, and so this will be a catchment for them. And that is it. Now, how much money did we have? We only have 4.5. And now it could not make a pharmacy. But when you have an idea and when you have a mind to move, somehow there will be an opening for you. Now, that point in time, I was working, in World Vision. Then we had this thing called the 13th month. That's why I love such big organization. So we got that lump sum amount, we added on what we had, and then in the same time, we went for a training in Masaka, and the person who was training us gave an offer and said, is there anybody here who has a business idea that they want? Guess what? I was the first to raise up my hand. That was a Saturday, and he said on Monday, send me an email. Very early on Monday, I sent an email. Long story short, that man gave us 40 million shillings, and it was an angel investment. You cannot really, friends, I want you to be prepared. Be prepared early. They always say that an opportunity favors the prepared people. It favors the prepared people. So I got that amount of money from, and then we formed together with him. We called it Fredimi, Fred, Michael, and Didas. Those are the people who were really supported. They were really the bedrock for us to get started. And the rest is history. We are moving. So we started like that. And so once the pharmacy started, for the first 3 years, my wife was not picking up salary. I was bringing in money from my job. And so the business was moving like that. And then after it is stabilized, and now my desire to be a trainer came up. And when I was in that place, I was always looking forward. How am I going to be a trainer? And I was reading books about training. I was listening to speakers, and I was listening almost every day. All people in World Vision at that time when I was working with them at Oyam, they knew that this guy, I mean, I don't have music, but I have speakers, people speaking and speaking and speaking and listening, going to attend seminars and so on. Somehow, then this good day comes, and I said, now I will have to resign. But when I was resigning, again, my wife was not a little happy about that. And so I quickly got another job in Digital Opportunity Trust. Now, Digital Opportunity Trust ended prematurely in Uganda because it closed the office. And then that's how I ended up in Uganda Joint Christian Council. But once I was in Uganda Joint Christian, the desire now to move was but remember, please don't just move, okay? Have a plan. Now, I had a plan already. The pharmacy was moving, so we had an income. So even now when I moved, now there was an income somewhere, okay? So now that was good. So after that, after I moved, then now I started slowly. And I called the organization Talents Enabling. By the way, when I call it Talents Enabling, talent comes from the word money. So enabling people to make money. So when I came out, we started training. And so my idea first was to train students, okay, so that they can have a talent, then they can come out and start on their journey of, monetizing their talents. And then we started, but somehow schools did not buy into my idea. I left that. And then we said, let's start an accelerator system. So in 2017, we started an accelerator system. We did the first cohort we did. We thought people would come. Guess what? There were only 7 people who appeared in that room. Oh my God. Now for me, I am always looking at big numbers. I thought there are going to be more than 40 people. There were only 7 people who appeared in that cohort. But I can tell you, we spoke as if we had 1,000 people in that room, and they were so excited. They were blessed. Now the next year, it increased to 23. Okay, 23. And then the third year, it went to 40 something. So it was really the accelerator I was building, and then started being a paid effort. The children were paying 100,000 for all that. Okay. Now, unfortunately, the next year COVID came, and then the next year COVID around. And that's what now prompted us to pivot into consultancy. And that's where I am here right now. So that's a long story for me. Now, but what did I learn from this? Let me do this takeaway, and then after that, we shall receive questions from you, and we shall be able to share briefly. Now, number 1 is validation. You need to test your idea, okay? Don't seek for approval. Many of us seek for approval. When you have an idea, you want your professor to approve, you want your mom to approve, you want someone to approve, and so I don't know whether they will accept. Now, that conversation inside, it happens to everyone, okay? So I want you to know that it is important for you to what? It's very, very important for you to validate yourself. Now, when you come out and say you are a consultant, even you yourself, you will feel funny. There's a way you begin feeling funny. You think, surely am I a consultant? Now, the first time they were calling me CEO, it was so funny. And sometimes you feel like ashamed to yourself. You don't want even to stand in front. I went to a certain room with my two first friends who were our staff, and they introduced me. This one is our CEO. Can you imagine even standing on that chair was a little funny? I'm like, what? CEO? So now, friends, that is it feels funny, but don't worry. Start like that, and then slowly you will pick up. Now, I don't get nowadays. I don't feel shame to be called the CEO. I feel happy about it. Okay, and it reaches a time now when you feel if they don't say you CEO, you feel, hey, these people are not recognizing me. But don't be carried out with titles. But please address yourself as a I am the CEO. Who validates you? It is you, because sometimes nobody is going to validate that, okay? That assertion of yours. Now you come up and then you start off the training. Do that. I want to assure and guarantee you the first trainings will be bad ones. The first 2, 3, 4 will be very bad ones, okay? But it's not for you to give up. No, get up and go out there and do it. I can tell you, many, many times, the first training that I did ever, not even with Talents Enabling, I felt very embarrassed. I went back and I said, oh my God, this is a. But tell you what, that one, you learn from that one, you learn from the other one, and now I can go and give a whole training by myself in everywhere. Okay. Now, I went to Zambia and I was training up big shots, and I was many people. But guess what? I went there, and some of the things even they're asking, and I'm searching, and I'm already there. But those days, oh man, I would take years and days preparing. These days, I don't even need to prepare. But friends, this is what I'm saying. You validate yourself. Who is the CEO? It is you. Who is the trainer? It is you. Who is the consultant? It is you. And so I want you to start speaking to yourself. I am a consultant. I am a trainer. I am, I am an author. I write books. I am an author. I write books. So validation. Okay, go out there, test. If people say no, go and change something and start again and move on. Okay, I want you to be me and Coach Samuel. We believe in you. We know that you are able. Get out there and do that. Okay, number 2, build a foundation. As a complicated, build a foundation. Build a foundation. Start small. Okay, have your business cards. Start, and sometimes people are saying that now where is my office going to be? Your office can be in your sitting room. Where's my office going to be? Your office can be, now for me, I was kind of blessed in a way that where I started from, I was still working, but I talked to my boss and said, there's this idea that I have. Okay, could you be giving me? I will be staying back after 5. I will be staying back to do, work on some of this. He was excited about it. He said, please go on, and he would even come and ask, so how is that idea moving? Of course, you were a little shy about it. But now when he sees me out there, he's one of those who actually will support. So I don't know if your boss will be like that, but if he's not, then please find a way and find people to validate you and to be happy with you. So start small. Then 2, get certifications. Get certifications. If you want to be a trainer in that area, get certification in that area. Now, what I didn't mention in the beginning very well is that have a niche, a clear niche. And say, now for me, I'm focusing on finance management. Finance. Okay, I do many other things. I do a lot of other things, but you'll never see me now posting them because I'm trying to tell the universe, this is where I am. Finance, this is where I am. Deal with the people trained in that area. This is where, and even in finance, there are many things in finance, but I will not focus on that. I will focus on things that probably I am very strong at. So please get certifications on that. Now I have a certification with ILO. I have a certification with the with the AMI. I have a certification with UGEFA. I have a certification now. I was recently getting into Bank of Uganda. I have a certification with the African Management Institute. I mentioned that I have a certification with Gross Africa. I have a certification with Tony Elmelo. So several certifications. Get them. Why? Because in the consultant's world, that certification will be needed. So please, I was a very good speaker, but until I got this certification is when I was able to go to better and good earning, trainings. So you can be a very good speaker, a very thrilling person, but if you don't have certification in that area, you will not be able to monetize yourself. Now you can monetize, but you will not break through to some good revenue levels. So I'm talking about good revenue levels. So please get certification. Don't just sit. If you have just started today, get your niche. If you're happy with Wash, go and start learning about Wash. Get all the certification. Today, I was in class doing ESG. ESG is ESG. I want to get an ESG certification because I can see people are moving towards ESG. So I want to make sure I am in that space as well. So please make sure you get the certificate. And now I can't talk about that and finish because of the. So now the other thing is build networks, build networks, build networks. Please do not go away from this platform. This is a good platform. This TPC is a very good platform for you. Now I know that Coach Samuel and his team, they have even a paid for version. I want you to get away from just only being this, go and become a member in that one, because when you become a member in that one, there are so many things shared in the other side. So friends, I am part of the Business Development Providers of Association of Uganda. So I had to pay to be in that. So there are some places where you pay, and when you pay to be in, you become better and better. So friends, I cannot talk to that. So please, if you want to monetize yourself, get into networks. Now, for me to even to know Coach Samuel, it's because somebody pulled me and took me to someone called Roy. Now, Roy took me to someone, and then from that someone, I ended up in Uganda and I got, Coach. Now, even the jobs that I'm doing today, it's a certain network. So in this area of career, you don't grow up, you are brought up. In this area of monetizing our professions, you just don't grow, you are brought up. Somebody has to work with you to begin to learn how to network, knocking doors, being able to speak to people. Don't be there and you come to a networking event and you go on your corner and on your phone. You are going to waste your time. Your phone is ever with you. If you want to be on WhatsApp, on TikTok and so on, you can go and do that at home. When you go here in this professional place, put the phone aside, look at people in their face, tell them you are so and so, tell them you are professional in this and you can support in this area and you can do this. And then people will begin inviting you, and then the rest will be history. Soon, I can tell you, your problem will be how to manage clients. Soon, your problem will be how to manage the influx of clients. Then the other thing is overcome challenges. There will be fear. Fear is going to be there, okay? Fear is going to be there. So please, but don't fear. Okay, and then all those insecurities, will I survive out there? You will survive. We have survived and you will be. And then the power of purpose. I wanted to end with that, but it is so powerful for you to have a clear purpose and direction on the area of the profession that you are. Now, like for me, I have clearly put up myself on finance management. I can do many things, but that's an area. Because I love, and there's something that connects me. My mother was the one who took me to school, and she was doing small business in order for me to go to all through up to school. And so I got attached to that. So I have an emotional attachment to small and medium. And so I wanted to see all of them grow, become better, because I believe that mother has a certain young man who is not able to go to school. But once that mother's business becomes better, then she's able to go to school. And that's why I'm passionate about that. So what is your purpose? What's the purpose for your life? What's your why? What do you want to do in that? So once you have your why, then what is your profession? Now, if you now have your profession, then what problem do you want to solve? And then you launch out there and become a better person. So, friend, and so in the next 30 days, I have an action work for you. This is some assignment that I have for you in the next 30 days. Okay. So don't just learn. I want you to launch. In the 30 days, I want you to earn your first independent income from your expertise. So, number one, what skill do you want to monetize? What skill do you want to monetize? Can we quickly maybe go to our chat there as I end? This is going to be my last for now, and then we get some questions here. What skill do you want to monetize? What skill do you want to monetize right now, even as you think? Every time we hear something, we must get an action point. We must be able to implement the thing right away. If you don't implement, after 1 month, this thing is going to operate, or it's going to evaporate, from you, and then the rest will be remaining the same way you are, which we don't want. So, what skill do you want to monetize? I'm not seeing it's somewhere in the chat there. Okay. Yeah, okay, very good. Software, now, friends, software, please make sure you go there. There's a lot of need for your software. Supporting researchers, there's a lot of it out there. Please go out there. Okay, one person has liked that. So, friends, I want you to write down in your book right now, okay? You want to be a speaker and a counselor, there is a lot of people there winning. Please, I want you to go out and start. But I want you to already have a direction and you follow that, read about that, listen about that. If you want to be a public speaker, Sylvia, the thing that I want you to do, know your niche, which is the area that you want, read about it and start it immediately. You have marketing and sales. I hope if you want to do marketing and sales, I hope people like you, Hassan, I hope you have registered with the insurance companies. This is a direct thing. Many, even NSSF soon is wanting marketeers and salespeople because there's a program called Smart Life that they are bringing in. Insurance companies like Prudential, that you don't have really to be so attached to them in a way, but you can be a sales agent and you're free. And so please go and do that. Thank you. Personal branding on social media. Maria, I want you to already talk, even in this very team that is already here in this, there are many people who want their social media handles to be workout. Okay, public speakers. So friends, thank you so much for that. So please, I'm going to request you in the next 30 days, I want you to write down clearly this is my skill to speak. This is the area of my this is my profession, okay? And now this is the area I want to focus on, and then this is the problem which is in that area. Now don't just look at that niche, but what problem is there? Like for me, when I am doing financial management thing, I know that many people don't want to keep records, so that's a big problem. And then I also know that many people are failing in their businesses because they don't make better decisions. They don't know costing. So when I go to them, I say, I want to get for you your unit costs so that you can able to cost properly and price. So you see, so that's the kind of thing. So also you get that area, and then when you have a pain point, then you go now and talk to them about that, and then you solve them. Once you are solving someone's problem, the world will not hold you. Okay, there's so many things for you to do. Thank you so much for the thing. Then, so which pathways are you going to use? Are you going to talk to clients? Are you going to do in the bigger trainings? Are you going to start one-on-one? Are you going to do an online training? Are you going to do group training? Are you going to consult? Which are the organizations that you want to focus on? So friends, so that's really, really the thing that I want each one of us to focus on to. So thank you so much, friends. There's a lot that we can talk, but just to respect the time that I was allocated to, I think we will be able to just ask questions and then we move on there. So thank you so much, and God richly bless you. Back to you, Coach Sam.
Wow. Thank you so much, Mr. Alex. Great sharings. Friends, join me in the chat box to say thank you to our speaker. He has really, really broken down the things that we want to hear. And above everything, he has also been vulnerable to share his story, so generous. And I think it is something that we want. We want practical things. I know we continuously hear people say you can do ABCD, but we want somebody who has done it. And when you listen to somebody who has done it, you actually get to understand that there's a difference. So for me, I want to say that, Alex, you're doing a great job. And I know that our audience has been inspired and they will take action. I know some of the things that you do are things that many people can do, but it's just because they fear, they have a different thinking about it, all that limits them. So right now we be getting into questions. Thanks for all those thank yous that are coming through in the chat box. Let them keep coming through. So if you have a question, you could raise up your hand. Then I'll be able to give you an opportunity to speak. You can also have any addition in case you have any addition you want to provide. That's also good to just raise up your hand. But otherwise, I just want to say thank you so much for keeping in here. This is the Transformation Professionals Club, and every Friday, we are here to learn how we can be able to, of course, grow ourselves in various ways. So right now, okay, I'm trying to see some of the questions. Maybe they are coming through. Mr. Alex, as questions come through, I just want to ask you, from my side, I want to ask you, I know you do a lot of work on social media, and you've already mentioned your experience with LinkedIn after the time we connected. How has being online influenced your earnings as somebody who is in the knowledge space? And I speak this from the perspective, one, I just want even to indicate this, that the reason why I invited you for this session is because I've seen you often on LinkedIn. And I've also seen some of your work on TikTok, your sharings and so on. So how, in your opinion, how has this influenced the opportunities that you've attracted? And how can somebody leverage even as they launch out?
Yeah, thank you so much, Coach Samuel. Now, it's really about being seen. I like what you say, that many of the things we are talking about, everybody knows about it. But the challenge is that the people that are doing it may not be as good as you, but you're not seen. The challenge is that for you, you are not seen, you are hiding. And I believe, Coach Sam, when you checked on my LinkedIn, there, I think you were surprised that I had posted LinkedIn like two months ago. And you were like, what is this? And you were like, you make sure you post on it. Now, what this has done immediately, one, it has posted the credibility. I have got assignments. Some of the consultancies that I've got have been through LinkedIn. I have seen that where I have applied, those people have actually checked my profile and then after that called. There's a one with Orphams. I think you've seen me post about Orphams. Those people got me from LinkedIn. And all they wanted was the entrepreneur support organization, coaches and mentors, and I got from LinkedIn. So that's my like first super direct thing. So that's why you see I have polished my LinkedIn. I no longer say anything. I don't fight with the government there. I know I have issues there, but I never fight the government there. I never fight with everybody. So in my opinion, friends, one, make sure your all your social media handles are really professional, because it is the first place people always go to validate this person. Now, even me, I used to not to be that, but nowadays everybody who is a speaker, I first go and validate, is that the real person? Is that what they have been? So in my opinion, friends, you are in the right space, and I want you to make sure that you have polished in you are polishing how your even your write up in your social medias. It should be very clear. Thank you so much, Coach.
All right, thank you so much. I'm dropping Okello Alex's LinkedIn page in the chat box in case you're watching this over YouTube. You can go on LinkedIn and search for Okello Alex. You'll be able to see him, and you'll be able to see the great work that he's doing, and also learn one or two things. One of the ways to thrive, especially in the era of social media, is to observe. When you observe what others are doing, there's one or two things that you're able to pick. I also just want to you to highlight, I know that you shared your story of how you started out. I want you to also share why you decided to, let's say, incorporate Talents Enabling Uganda, and why somebody who is aspiring to earn, especially from their expertise, at one point in time may need to register an enterprise.
Very powerful. Now, friends, I learned this from it's business knowledge out there, that once you are not incorporated, you are working as an individual. Now, as an individual, you may have limited opportunities to get into bigger corporations. So the reason why I incorporated the company, one is that now it acts as a business, but also two, it can now get bigger contracts and bigger. Of course, as an individual, you can still also get bigger contracts. But again, here I am now working with a system. I'm working with people. So when I am not there, the people are there. But if you are alone, it means you are supposed to be there everywhere. So I want to build a business. I'm not building a solo thing. So that's one of the really reasons why I had to incorporate it, because I realized every time that I would apply for something, they would say, oh, we wanted a company that, because they trust the company has many people, and then it has all this. But still, as a solo person, you can still do things. You can still get subcontractors. You can still work with the team and so on. But there's bigger trust with people who have a company. And so that is it. But also as a company, then I can put in a lot of costs in there. And then, as a finance person, I know that I will pay less tax when I have a company. Okay. So that could be just a summary. Thank you so much, Coach.
All right, so this time I want to invite Victor Mbati, whose hand is up. In case you have any questions, you could put in the chat box, or you could raise your hand like Mr. Victor has done. Yes, Victor.
Yes, good evening. Thank you so much, Coach Samuel, and thank you very much, Coach Okello. Alex, I've really learned a lot, and thank you so much for investing in your time to just take us through this. Now, with regards to the topic, uh, I um, I am a quality assurance specialist. I do quality assurance, developing standards, procedures, and also training employees. I train staff in lower level, at the middle management, and also the senior management in terms of compliance to procedures and policies. And through that, I have grown in my public speaking ability. And so sometimes we have like events at the company, and then you are requested to host these events. And then at some point you feel I should be paid for this because you're doing it for free. So I've done it for several times for free, but it's time I feel, because I've invested a lot of my time in learning, in skilling myself in terms of my public speaking ability. So it's time where I feel like I should start charging the organization or the company for that. So sometimes I say that you can include this in the budget. They say that, your employee, it's like you're working. So how best can I move to that point where I can convince the management to put it in budget, so that when I host such events, I am paid for it, because it is a skill that I invested in it by myself, not by the company. So that is my question.
Oh, Victor, you are an amazing guy. By the way, thank you for being amazing, and thank you for investing time on it. Now, but just Victor, the truth is, because you are employed in that place. Now, according to the employment, that we believe that all the time you're there, you're using our power, you're using our internet, you're using our time there. So even they believe that you are actually in that place, and so that's why the company rarely pays their staff for that, because one, there's kind of a conflict of interest in it. Okay, so but I want to encourage you not to give up. Don't throw in a towel and say, no, I will not now continue this. Use it, continue as a platform to refine your gift, and then also to use to sell yourself. Okay, and so now when you are applying to other places, you can say, you have had an experience in this organization to do this. So even when they are not paying you, they're giving you a platform, but also they're giving you a reason to put it in your next CV to the next people. I hope that is good, Victor. Because I was in World Vision, and I did a lot of trainings for World Vision, but because I was an employee, I was not I was not remunerated for that. All they would do was normal per diem for that. But I gained a lot of, and guess what, Victor? When you get out of that organization, they might actually be bringing you back in for that. And then also the staff that are there, they're seeing what you're doing. When they go to other organizations, they will be, my first big consultancy was because there was a staff That was with me in World Vision, and so he's the one who took me to Ajumani, to do farmer trainings, because he had seen me doing this. So don't within the organization, just keep refining your craft, and then they'll begin selling yourself outside, and then you will be at it. That would be my quick advice. But Coach Samuel can also say something about it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Victor, for asking the question, and for Alex for responding. I think I do concur in the same way that where you're working is just a ground to be able to develop the skill, and it's not easy to be able to earn more, especially if you want to charge your employer. So the good thing is, if you've developed this skill, and I did this also while I was working with Save the Children. So you can do internally the free trainings, but that should also now give you an opportunity to start getting out, because just as you do it internally, there are other organizations that are also interested. And if you're doing it well, you see, like Alex has put it, there's a network around your organization of the people that are seeing you do whatever you do. It's just that they do not know that you now can do it even for other organizations. So you may just use it as a marketing ground. And I think Alex has really brought it up that in this era of earning from your skill or expertise, there are times when you're going to just do it for free. Not every time that you're supposed to charge. And I think we've seen it here with quite a number of people, even as inviting Alex here. We're not paying Alex, but Alex has come through because he knows the value of a platform like this where he can be able to speak. So that is one of the things that I've also come to appreciate. Even on LinkedIn, you're sharing a lot of content. You're going to YouTube. One of the things that I would encourage you in the same way, in addition to LinkedIn, if especially you want to do a lot around training and coaching or mentorship, you need to get to YouTube. Why? Because before somebody invites you to speak to any kind of organization, they want to understand, how do you speak? How do you deliver? Are you knowledgeable? So video platforms, even TikTok, help you to put your message out there, because when somebody listens to you, I usually share about some of the trainings I've been able to get to different organizations. But some of my clients tell me, I saw your video on YouTube and you spoke about this, and I thought that you would be one of our speakers. So that's how the world works. Othieno, I saw your hand up, and I don't want to limit the opportunity for you to be able to ask. Othieno? Okay.
Okay, thank you so much, Coach Samuel.
Yep. Okay.
What I wanted to ask is, how do I fight fear? Because now I have a feeling, especially now for the starters, maybe say like me, I may be having the how do I call it? The appetite. Okay, let me use the word. At least starting to do something, but then the only network I have are my colleagues or the organization where I'm currently working from. How do I develop my skill from that?
Okay, Alex?
Yeah, thank you so much. That's a very powerful question. I can tell you, even today, I fear also. I am still also fearful. I mean, like recently, I tell you, when I was in Zambia, I just, the fear to enter that room, because, these are big people, they have come from different places, and, there's that trembling that comes in. Even they call it stage fright for everybody. But now for you, it is launching out there. Now, one thing which I learned the habit of speaking to yourself. Number one, somebody told me this statement, and I say it up to today. It says they are not going to bite you. When you're speaking to them, they will not bite you. They will not bite your face. They might laugh at you. It's okay, but they will not bite you. So sometimes when I'm in front of people, dignitaries and so on, one thing I'll say, they're not going to bite me. And then I will smile. And then what I see them also beginning to smile. So now the issue is that confidence is the best makeup you can always wear. for all the ladies here, I want you to hear that one. Confidence is always the best makeup you can wear. In other words, you can actually put on confidence. It is, you just gather yourself and say, I will look at them, okay? And inside you, you can actually be trembling. Actually, in your legs, you can even be shaking. But you just decide and say, I will start speaking slowly. Now, the beauty with you now, you have a smaller group with you at the place of work. So you start with those ones, okay? They will start laughing at you first. And then after laughing at you, then you gain courage out of it. Then before you realize, you go outside. I will tell you one real thing which is really was funny with me. When I started, being called the CEO of Talents Enabling Uganda, I have a friend of mine. He works with the NSSF. Now that guy I was with him in the same room. The guy would come and say, "Now you CEO, you are," but we would laugh at it, and then we move out. Then he calls him. Sometimes I would call him on the phone, and then my airtime goes off. Then he calls me back and he laughs and say, "And you say you are CEO when your airtime is good?" Then he will tell me, "Okay, don't worry. When you grow up, the time will come when airtime is no problem. Now today, airtime is not my problem." So also I start like that. Have those people who like a few people who you really know they can joke with you, but their joke is not to kill you. Their joke is to give you energy, okay? And then there are other people who are just genuine motivators. They will just encourage you, keep going on, that's okay. And then it is good to fail. If you don't fail, you are not going to stand up again and you're not going to move. If all children were born straight and started to walk, then I don't know where we would be. But we can now learn. So don't fear. All of us have that fear. There is nobody under this planet Earth who does not have fear. My friend, let me tell you that one clearly. All of us have that fear. It will come out. But now we have learned the habit of wearing our makeup, which is called confidence. So for all the ladies, on top of the makeup you do, confidence, put it up there. And then they will not bite you, okay? You will go out and then they will even not chase you, okay? So please, let's go on. Thank you.
Right. All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Alex, for that response. And I think it's very insightful. So at this point in time, I want to share with you about our upcoming masterclass. So one of the things that we do as the Transformation Professionals Club is we host these weekly webinars where we meet virtually, but we also create opportunities where members can be able to meet and interact with each other while learning. So we have an upcoming masterclass, which is happening on the 30th of August. We're going to have this at Avoda Institute. Avoda Institute is located in Kamocha, near USO offices. I think you could also, if you are at the museum, it's easy for you to be able to see the building, Avoda Institute of Entrepreneurship. The fee is just 100,000, and I would encourage each one of you, if you are around Kampala on that date, to be able to join us. Let's connect. There are quite a number of opportunities. Like Alex said, we met in a learning environment, and this is how we've been able to grow and empower each other, which is a very good thing. So I encourage you. You can also invite somebody to come along. In case you have any questions or whatever, I'm going to, you can be able to reach out, but I'm also going to share a link where you can be able to register such that we can be able to meet and have a conversation. The reason why we've even had today's session is because it rhymes with our topic or theme that we'll be looking at: practical strategies on how to become a future-ready professional. Now, you may realize that the world has evolved. There's a lot to do around future of work, and we're going to have a lot of freelancing, especially in the coming era, where you'll not just be on just one employer, but you'll be serving quite a lot of employers. So we want to see, in this evolving AI, evolving future of work, where a lot is changing. We've seen donations getting down, especially for the NGO sector. We've seen quite a lot of technology coming through. And if you are trying to look at your next year or 10 years from now, you need certain strategies that can help help you remain afloat. So that is what we'll be sharing. Of course, the 100,000 comes with meals, and we also give you a certificate that can also demonstrate your expertise or learning, especially in being a future-ready professional. So I look forward to seeing some of you that will be able to make it. Let's meet and have a conversation there. So I see in the comment sections here, something at what time I would love to come in. So the time is on the flyer from 9 a.m. to 4. You'll be able to come through. So there are comments here that are coming through from our session. As you can see, Hassan says, as the order goes, one should fill their buckets in the respective manner: knowledge, skills, networking, resources. Reminded me of do not do it afraid. And then I think appreciations from Silas as well for the session. So I'm so glad that you benefited from this session. And Mr. Alex has been so insightful around the presentation. If you have a question, you could raise up. In case you do not have a question, I'm going to give an opportunity to Mr. Alex to be able to share with us the closing remarks. But also one of the things that I also know that it's not something that you achieve in one day. It's something that you do continuously. Maybe Alex, could you just comment? I know you spoke a lot around your transition from being an employee to doing work as whatever you're doing right now. While you're working at World Vision, or if you were to do it once again, for somebody who is not planning to leave their job, but they want to still work on their job, but earn this money in terms of side hustle. And how would you advise them, especially with the restriction around the employer seeing you earning an amount of money outside time, where you have limited time and you're struggling, even your visibility is affected because you can't so much speak about yourself on LinkedIn because you're afraid of your boss seeing what you're involved in, and quite a lot of challenges that are around juggling employment and seeking money from external sources. What would be your comment?
Okay, that's a serious one, especially for employers who are not growth minded. Because for me, the way I wanted to see my employees, earn something somewhere, because I know surely I'm not giving them enough. Not because I don't want to, but because of the profitability of the organization. So I know there are some employers who will tell you, we don't want this, we don't want this, we don't want this. So for that kind of type, you can do other forms of investments. We have different types of forms of investment that you can do as an employee. Now, friends, I kindly request you that at least make sure you save 20% of your salary every month. Never, even if there's no reason for you to rent a place of 500,000 and you do not have an investment. You would rather downgrade and get a house if you're renting of 250 so that you can keep saving the 250, and that amount of money, invest it into something. There's several vehicles of investment. Okay, you can either work with your brother and sister into your business, but if you don't like that one, land is one area where you can make sure that you invest it. If you have the 250 and you're saving it, I believe in 1 year or 2 years you are able to get your land, and land appreciates in value faster than anything else. Okay, I like some Nigerian guy who he normally says that a village yesterday it will be a city tomorrow. Okay, and the city today was a village yesterday. So make sure and don't have to worry. The issue is the discipline of saving that money and investing it somewhere. These days we have unit trust, we have different areas that you can really invest in your money, and you come out clean, so that at least what you need to do is that your money that you earn as a salary, it should be seen as a seed. It should be seen as a seed, not as something that before it multiplies, don't eat all of it. Okay, at least make sure that you are only eating 60% of your salary. The other 40%, make sure it is doing some kind of investment somewhere. In that way, we shall grow. Land is a very good space for you, but if you have not yet reached the land, don't keep the money into the bank. I know we have bankers here, sorry for that, but it is good, because we know that a bank is just supposed to be a medium of transfer of funds. Put it at least, even if it's in a unit trust, because there you will be getting some interest, and then you'll be able to grow it. Maybe have a circle, have a close friends who you're putting your money together. And I have had this before. Together with friends, we have collected, and then we be able to buy. I have land in up to Karuma, up to around 10 acres in Karuma, and that was just because I was in a certain circle. We worked together, got the money, bought land there. I was in a certain circle, bought another land somewhere. I have land distributed in many places. So friends, even as you are there, as you are in a job, that I want you to have a mindset that this every salary that you receive is just a seed. It is seed capital for your other investment somewhere. Okay, so there are many things that we can really talk about in that area as in career, but investment, and it would be the best one for you. There are many vehicles. We cannot break all of them right now. One area would be just to have a good one-on-one with Coach Samuel. He's a very good investment advisor as well in that area. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Alex. Let me see if there's a question here. I request Alex to share his contact. Alex is going to share your contact. I think, Alex, you could share your contact within the chat box. Lydia Rusa says, really true. Alex is going to share his contact, and he'll be able to tell us also. Okay, the number is in the chat box there. In case you're on LinkedIn, in case you're on Zoom, in case you're watching this as a replay on YouTube, the number is 075 255 075 255 5113 0752 555 113. That is Mr. Alex's contact. You can be able to reach out, especially in the area of business development, financial management improvement, among others. Mr. Alex, as we wind down, I know you really shared, especially when it came to the decision to now move, to fully move. You felt in yourself like this was the right time to move. For somebody who is on the other side of the world, who is still in this decision, wondering whether it's the right time for them to make the move. Maybe they have tested the ideas, they have gotten some clients here and there. What do you think supported you in making that move? Or what would you do better? Or in terms of what advice would you have for such somebody who wants to really get out of employment, especially when it is still early? I know there are those that retire, but those that feel they're not called for just being committed to just one employer, they want to do more. What advice would you give them?
Okay, thank you so much. Now, like I said, I think for me and my wife, we already had a discussion about it before. So some kind of like we had a projections for it. So I would advise somebody, no, don't just leave your job today, like immediately, and you're saying, I have gone. What I request you to do is to have a plan. I want you to calculate your monthly expenses. How much money do you spend in a month on your transport, on your food, on your utilities, and so on? And then, if possible, you save up to around 5 months to 6 months of that amount of money and keep it there and let it be there. Why do I say that? For me, when I left this side, I was not living just like that. It's because already the pharmacy was there. So I knew there was a backup. Okay. So what's your backup plan? What's your you need to have like a backup plan. If you are married, discuss it with your husband or with your wife and say, this is where I really want to go. How are we going? Because I mean, expenses are not going to stop because you have ventured out. And then the truth is, like any other business, consultants and all these other businesses, it is going to take you around, maybe 2 years for you to be, to ground yourself, to get networks, to be able to be invited, to be able to go out. But maybe if you're a book writer and you have already launched a book and you're already starting training and you have started seeing income come. So I would advise that you start it first when you're still working and then grow it slowly to that level. Don't just get out and then it will take a serious toll on you, and then you'll become frustrated and you will think it's not working. Everything takes slow time to move. Nothing just bursts like a balloon. Okay, if it grows fast, it will burst like a balloon. So you need to move slowly. And that's, you see, like I told you, we spent almost 3 years and I'm struggling to be known. I'm struggling to be networking. I am applying for accelerators. I am applying for different, by the way, I want to encourage each one of you also to apply for accelerators. Even if you don't go through, the process of applying for them around opens your mind. So I have done several accelerators. I've done so many applications for grants. I've done so many applications now, but somehow those applications, don't worry about going through. They just open up your mind and you begin thinking and beginning. So for me, I would advise, don't just run away quickly. If now you have just, now for those people who are still on a job, then start early. Start now. Start early. Don't wait until you are about to be retired and then now. Of course, there are some things like you said came, and so for you said it was kind of abrupt for people you may not have planned and said, but for us now who are in this age, please try to, if it has just come abruptly, just know that you're not going to die. You will not die. There was a season last year, but one. I was giving a conference in Ginger, and then I got a message. Somebody had scammed scammed us of 14 million shillings, and it was never ever going to come back again. And I was in my room alone like this. One thing normally I tell myself that I will not die. It's just the money which has gone. So I stood up. I was a little frustrated, a little angry at myself and the people around. But when I said I am going to give the talk next, I stood up in the house and I said, I am not going to die. So if you have just lost your job abruptly, you're not going to die. Just know that you're going to wake up. So that, now your speed must even be faster than us, okay? Now, for those ones who are still in employment and you want to venture, start now. Start now slowly so that by that time you are able to live. All right. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you so much. I believe that you've answered all the questions. I don't see any other question in the chat box here. Thanks to everyone who has shared within the chat box whatever they have learned. I want maybe now to give you an opportunity, Mr. Alex, to be able to give your closing remarks as you also tell us about what you do and how people can reach you. And yeah, as we wind down. Yes, Alex, I think your microphone is on mute. You could unmute.
And I was busy talking. So again, my name is Alex Okello. I am the founder and the team leader of Talents Enabling Uganda. We really work with small and medium entrepreneurs, supporting them to create financial management systems, which can help them to scale, but also to become profitable. So that's really what we do. So most of the times we really work in that, and then also support them with softwares like QuickBooks and other softwares. So we do that. But we are really general trainers. We do business development services in different areas, but we really love to be in the finance area. And so, but friends, finally, is that you are needed. The world needs you. You have good things in you. Your experience is needed out there. When you don't bring it out, like Les Brown said, you will be stealing generations. Okay, so your skill, your expertise, you can, if you want to stay, broke like that, you can keep it. But if you really want to grow and impact lives, change society, become better, that's the reason for which you were born. And kindly, friends, I want to request you to venture. Once you venture out, you're going to really, really, really be happy with Coach Samuel one day. I'm sure you will write out a check to Coach Samuel and say, you brought us in this space and we have grown. I was so excited in my doctorate class yesterday, but one person spoke and said, this is the first time they charged the people for money in their service. They became so excited and they were really they felt fulfilled because now they do what they love to do and somebody's paying them for doing that which they love to do. So you will have a lot of joy for doing that which you love to do and somebody's paying you. So thank you so much. Have yourself a very good, I was about to say afternoon, a very good night, but also please venture out there. We are out there. If there's any support you need, Coach Samuel and the team and all of us, we are here to support you to grow. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Alex. You have given us great closing remarks. Friends, thank you so much for coming through. This has been the Transformation Professionals Club. And today, again, we want to remind you of our Career Growth Masterclass that is happening on 30th August. Make sure you register and come through. We have limited slots. We want to have, you see, for us, we value small numbers because they are key relationships are developed when we are there together, we can interact and we can be able to share. So in case you have any questions around this, you can reach out. To those that are joining this for the very first time, this is your first time attending our webinars. So we run a WhatsApp community, the Transformation Professionals Club, where we share our updates, share insights, share opportunities that you can be able to tap into as a professional. So in case you're not part of our WhatsApp group, you can be able to reach out to me on that same number, say, I want you to join your WhatsApp community, and let's see how we can be able to grow. We also have a paid community for those that would like to get more support. You can become a paid up member, and I want to say thank you so much to all our paid up members, because through them paying, it enables us even to have some of these free programs. So I see some of them. Patricia Dong, thank you for being here. Rosette Kakai, thank you also for being here. I saw Mr. Silas, also thank you so much for being here. These are some of the members that have sponsored some of these programs. Mr. Makande Stephen, good to have you on call, and quite a number of other people that have really supported us to be able to deliver these trainings. We've actually done a training every Friday from the start of there. So you can imagine what that means. So, and all this content is on the YouTube channel. You can go to the YouTube channel for Coach Samuel Ivanda. You'll be able to see all these kind of materials. Friends, it's always a pleasure to always come and learn. And it's not just about learning. Pick one of the things that I've shared and go and put it to practice, because I do believe you have all it takes, and everything is possible. It all starts within believing yourself. I didn't start from the top. I also started with a lot of lack of confidence, low self-esteem. I questioned myself quite a lot. But one of the things that has helped me is that as you move along the journey, you get clarity. It becomes clear, and you don't have to wait for things to be perfect. I started in 2015, just getting out of university, and things were not clear, but I had a vision. I knew that I was called for this kind of space. So you too, do not wait for the perfect moment. Start now. And you see, for some professionals, because they're in a comfortable situation, because they are earning an amount of money, they're like, why would I have to struggle, look for 100,000 or 200,000? I want to tell you that whatever you're holding right now is not eternal. Anytime it can get out of your hand. But the easiest way to earn is earning from your knowledge. You see, you can put up a shop and you get competition because it doesn't require you to have to go to school. All you need is capital to put up and sell. But when it comes to your professional knowledge, it is unique to you. It is you who has that kind of experience. So one of the things I will encourage you in your pursuit of creating multiple income streams, the first income stream you should strive for is the income stream from your knowledge, from what you're learning. Right now, there are different organizations that may not be able to pay you a full-time salary, but they can definitely pay you an amount of money to come through as a consultant. And it's about positioning yourself. Sometimes it's about creating that flyer and telling people, know that right now, guys, I'm a trainer. I can train. So, and also it's about getting down to, let's say, your LinkedIn, to say, I'm now going to get to my LinkedIn, start producing content. One of the things that has helped me, especially in the era of monetizing my knowledge, is giving value. Because when you give value, people are able to see the value that you provide, and from there they can invite you to provide that value at a paid cost. That's how the world moves. So make sure that you're doing something every day. And before you know it, there are quite a number of people that are paying. I just wanted to show you one of my first flyers that I designed when I was trying to put myself there. So you can see now I put up something: speaker, coach, mentor, trainer. I'm available to serve you for bookings, ABC. Now here people start to know that you're so serious about what you're doing. Before you know it, people are looking out for some of your services. So do not limit yourself. It's just that it's not that you do not know or no one can hire you. It's because the world doesn't know that you exist in terms of providing that kind of service. People know you as just as an employee, but when you start position yourself as somebody who can offer services beyond employment, people now open a door for you. So I really, really, really encourage you. And of course, once you elevate yourself, you now even go on to improve in terms of how you position yourself out there. I'll give you an example. I have this website, which is www.samuelivana.com. This website has run for the past several years, but I will tell you that there are quite a lot of opportunities that I've been able to gain just because I have a website up. And you see somebody reaches out to you, and through the conversation, you're like, I found about you through your website. So your personal brand is very, very important. Like Mr. Alex shared, when people are going to hire you, either for that short assignment or even for employment, they're checking out you on LinkedIn. Now, for me, I knew that if somebody is going to hire me for any kind of work that I do, either as an employee or even as a consultant, they always go to Google. When you go to Google and put in Coach Samuel Livana, you'll be able to see you'll see my YouTube channel, you'll see my LinkedIn page, you'll see my Facebook page, you see my TikTok page. You'll be able to see even the content that I've been able to do on various platforms. Friends, this is how you put yourself out there, and this is how the world is going to know you. So I want to appreciate you for coming through. I believe you've learned one or two things, and I encourage you, you can share your learnings on LinkedIn. You go there, you can tag myself, tag Alex, Okello, tag the Transformation Professionals Club. Let the world know that we are busy learning and there's something to add. And do not stop there. Start to also put yourself out there. I want to tell you that opportunities are out there and the world is going to trust. You know, one of the things I usually tell people is that if there is one gift we have for our generation, is the internet. Because I do not have to get myself out here and go and put myself on a billboard or put whatever. Create your platform. And for me, I want to tell you that you do not need for somebody to invite you to speak, for you to start speaking. Start leveraging your platforms. Go live, go to Facebook, start going live, go to TikTok, go live, have a message. And like Mr. Okello Alex said, for him, his is to position himself as a financial management expert. What do you want to position yourself for? Some of us, because we are not yet to our niche or whatever we want to do. When you go to our pages or either Facebook or wherever, we are doing quite a lot. We are confusing the people that would have invited us for such opportunities. I want to tell you, there's what they call top of mind. So what happens is, if I'm looking for a personal finance trainer, I'll think about Samuel. If I'm looking for somebody who is a business development service provider, I'll think about Alex. If I'm thinking about somebody who can train in QuickBooks, I'm thinking about Alex because he has spoken about it in this session. I've seen him do ABCD. So that is what happens. And when I was inviting Alex, if we had met Alex several years back, I think about maybe 2 years back, and Alex does not post, Alex is not basically in my feed, there's no way I'm going to think about Alex. When I need support, my brain is wired in a way that I'm going to think about the person whose post I last saw, somebody who either I last met. And that is why even for physical events, it's very important to get out of that virtual space and show up physically. Why? Because relationships, genuine relationships, are developed when people meet physically. When you meet physically, even if you don't meet in the next 10 years, that moment that you've met physically means a lot in terms of human connection, because I'll trust you more because I know you exist. We know in the L1 age, we have quite a lot of avatars and people who we think exist but do not exist. So I encourage you to be able to also tap into physical events, and I'll be glad to see quite a lot of you who will be coming for a masterclass. I look forward to connecting. I know for quite a lot of you, we've connected virtually, but when we meet, it will give us a much more opportunity to be able to interact. So I just want to say thank you so much for being here. We are at the top of the hour, and I want to encourage you to do something from what we've learned. And I believe at the end of the day, we'll be able to elevate ourselves. Friends, I want to tell you that the job you have can get out of your way at any point in time. Even the job you have is much likely it can't meet all your needs. That the world knows that. Even your employer knows that whatever they pay you cannot meet all your needs. But when you start to develop your expertise and earn from it outside, you even get to a level where you know that, okay, if this job is no longer serving me, like Mr. Alex, I can now move out and try out my life, or I'd try out my passions, whatever I want to do. That is the power. And you don't start at that point in time when that mind has come. You start now when you still have abundance, when you can still do things for free. That is when you start. And I believe it is very possible. So in case you also need specific support, especially in your area, and you're ready to invest in coaching and mentorship, feel free to reach out. I'll be able to support you on this journey. You can also reach out to Mr. Alex in case you also want to develop in that area. Let's have a conversation. Let's see how we can help each other. Sometimes it's not that we are not seeing opportunities, it's because we are not seeking out for help. So from my side, from my team here at the Transformation Professionals Club, I want to say thank you so much for showing up today, and looking forward to seeing you as part of the masterclass and seeing how we can be able to grow together. I want to wish you the best in the rest of your evening, your day, or your morning, in case you're watching this in the morning. And you who's watching this on YouTube, feel free to also check out our previous videos, and do not forget to share and like and comment, and also subscribe to our channel, and let's keep the conversation going. I believe with all this, we'll continue to grow and become better people. Thank you, and may God bless you. Bye-bye.